Hey guys, it is FPS Gino here coming at you with the first, let's say, video of weekly segment I call, what should I call it? How about MLB Weekly Breakdown? Alright, so as you notice, it's Saturday, August 25th, 6 p.m. We have games in progress right here. You'll probably find out about those in another time. So, first, analysis of the divisions. We're going to go from top to bottom, starting with the American League East. So right now in first place, the Yankees sit 73 and 52, 4 games ahead of the Rays and 5 games ahead of Baltimore. At this point, I'm counting out both Boston and Toronto from being in contention for winning the division, or even winning for a wild card for that matter. So the Yankees are 4 games ahead of the Rays. The Rays have lately surged. They went on a road streak of which they won 8 out of 10 games and swept the Angels for 4 games. Right now they're currently on a 2-game losing streak. So that was kind of they cooled down after that road trip. Oakland's trying to get their spot as a wild card, so they're dueling Tampa Bay, and they've been able to put two up on them. Then Tampa Bay then goes to Texas, another tough team to beat. Baltimore has been playing decent ball so far to this point. They brought that rookie up from Double-A, which was a really great addition. He started rocketing home runs out of the ballpark and helping them out so much. On this homestand against Toronto, they should be able to pick up at least 2 out of 3, if not sweep Toronto. The Yankees, well, they're just being the Yankees. CC came back yesterday. He had a wonderful performance. And the Yankees are just consistently winning. They've slowed a little bit. As you can see, they're no longer have the best record in the American League. They're my team, so hopefully they can keep it up. Cleveland, not as tough as a team. Then we have the Central Division. The White Sox have been really something special this year. I mean, the White Sox generally aren't a great team, but right now they're on a 4-game winning streak. They're against Seattle, last place in the West. And Adam Dunn has 38 home runs. He leads the league in home runs. They have Przinsky and Konerko are putting up numbers in the home run column. And their pitching is shutting everybody down, especially with the number 1 guy, Chris Sale. I believe he has 13 wins right now. Detroit, they are one of the teams battling for that wild card spot. They're trying to hang in there. They need to beat the Angels here, because the Angels are also battling for that wild card spot. And if they lose to the Angels, they'll definitely give the Angels the momentum needed to move ahead of the Tigers and even catch up to Oakland. Kansas City, Cleveland, Minnesota. Their hopes have been shut down. I don't know what happened to Ubaldo Jimenez when he went to Cleveland. He just could not perform. It's probably because of the team around him. Then we have the AL West. Texas obviously in first place by 6 games. I'm pretty sure they got the division in the bag. Oakland, you never know. 6 games is a lot, though. We still got a whole month to play baseball, however, and 6 games can be made up there. Everyone in the West is on a winning streak, because the Angels are on 4, Oakland's 2, Texas 4. The Angels are they started to decline, but on this 4-game winning streak, they're starting to restore some faith. They really need something to get going, because Jerry Weaver came out and pitched that performance where he pitched 4 innings and gave up 9 runs, and that hurt. So the West, they're moving. Then we come to National League, the East, the number 1 team in all of baseball, the Washington Nationals. How they did it, people are just awed and surprised. The Nationals, they have all the young talent. They have Strasburg, Lombardozzi, Bryce Harper, just all these young guys that just came up out of minor leagues and just performed like professionals. They're going to come out of that division, and they're going to be the team to beat. Atlanta, surprisingly, a 70-plus win team. They're in second place. That's also another team to fear. Chipper Jones, even though this is his last year, he's up there in RBI. He's getting the job done. Then we have Cincinnati in the Central. And yes, I am counting out the Mets, the Phillies, and Miami. Miami's just... I don't even know why they're doing HBO, the franchise, on them. Cincinnati, leader of the Central. They're just another thing. Like, where did these guys come from? Nobody knows. They have Johnny Cueto. Great guy. Bronson Arroyo's good. But Aroldis Chapman, their closer, that guy is just ridiculous. He threw a pitch at 105 miles per hour recorded. He's averaging like 102, 103 mile per hour pitch. He's like the most dominant closer in the league right now since Mariano Rivera's hurt. It's just Cincinnati's got everything going for them. They got the hitting, they got the pitching. I don't know. Then St. Louis has actually made a comeback. They're currently sitting in wild card spot right now, which it's kind of like finally. But their road record does not compare to their home record, that's for sure. And then Pittsburgh, which is another surprising team, they're kind of starting to fall off a bit, but Andrew McCutchen was batting .275 for most of the season. Now he's down to around 250 something, but you know, it's still amazing that Pittsburgh, normally a terrible team, has dropped all the way down. And Milwaukee, the Cubs, and Houston, the worst team in baseball, has a 3 winning percentage, and there's 36.5 games back. They're even on the games, like, they're done. That's it, goodbye. Alright, so then we come to the West. San Francisco, they're leading the Dodgers by 2.5 games. Arizona is trying to make a comeback here to either get wild card or they're shooting for the wild card. But the Dodgers, they made the biggest deal ever yesterday. They got Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, and Carl Crawford from Boston, and they only gave up James Looney and some prospects, pretty much almost just guaranteeing them a playoff spot and being one of the teams to be in the playoffs. That's just an amazing pickup. If they can, they face the Giants and beat them up in a series and move ahead in the first, that would be great. They're playing Miami right now, which should be easy sweep, and Giants are battling Atlanta. That's a big matchup right there, so the Dodgers should move into first place, and even going into the playoffs should be first place, and I expect San Francisco to be the wild card, although Arizona might have something to say about that. San Diego and Colorado are done. So let's move on to stats. Let's analyze the league leaders. And by the way, all logos of the MLBs belongs to the MLBs. Yeah. Alright, so batting average. See, Andrew McCutchen is dropped all the way down to 349, 350. Melky Cabrera suspended. We know this. Mike Trout is a big guy for the Angels there. Let's look at home run leaders. See, look at this. Adam Dunn, 38 home runs, leads by 4 home runs in the league. He's just been one of the big names there in Chicago to help them get that first place lead. Ryan Braun putting up a MVP season as such he did last year, although the rest of his team isn't really working on that. Hamilton's being Hamilton. Encarnacion is a guy like I don't really hear about too much, but he's got 33 home runs. He's the DH. He's doing well for them. Then my man Curtis Granderson behind Miguel Cabrera. They both got 32 home runs, but Granderson, that's my guy. He has a high strikeout total, however. Then Pujols finally got it going. He's at 28 home runs now. Then the Angels also have Trumbo's got 30 home runs. And it's going to be interesting to see who does well in the playoffs this year. Those are your league leaders in hitting, and then in pitching, we have wins. Right now, the most wins are Johnny Cueto, R.A. Dickey, Gio Gonzalez, David Price, and Jared Weaver. Jared Weaver used to be just them and R.A. Dickey, but all these guys are doing so well. It's like, really, who's going to get Cy Young? Not mean to do that. So then we go to ERA. David Price has the best ERA in the league. And David Price, like, when Jared Weaver lost that performance, that gave opportunity for Chris Sale, Felix Hernandez, and David Price to take away that Cy Young. That really, like, killed Jared Weaver to have that bad performance. Because he hasn't put in the innings that these other guys have. He doesn't have as many games played as either. So, I mean, he averages only 6 1/3 innings per start, where on the other hand, David Price is averaging about 7 innings per start. So the 9 runs hurt Jared Weaver pretty badly. Put him half a earned run up on his earned run average. And then the strikeout leaders, we've got Justin Verlander and Matt Scherzer, both on the Detroit Tigers, both lead the league in strikeouts. Now that's what makes Detroit good. That and Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder are really helping out that team. But they gotta get going. Their late starting rotation is not so well, but they're getting it done with the guys that count. Then R.A. Dickey, just the knuckleballer, crazy man, striking people out because they don't know where the ball's at. Strasburg, now that's a guy, Strasburg is just crazy because he's got 15 wins, all these strikeouts, a low ERA, and his batting average is like 350. I mean, what more could you ask of a pitcher that's just dominant all the way around? You can't pitch around, like, you can't pitch to him. So he gets walked sometimes. I mean, you're walking the pitcher because he hits so well, and just a great guy to have on the team. Felix Hernandez, the guy that threw the perfect game very recently. That was an extremely impressive performance. He's always been a great pitcher, but he's always been on the losing Seattle team. Maybe he moves around to another team. Now that would be a huge acquisition, potentially next season. But for right now, he's staying with Seattle. Clayton Kershaw, good as always. Striking people out with that great dropping curveball. Yu Darvish, a rookie playing on the Rangers. He's not putting up the most impressive stats. He's got a 4.5 ERA, but he is striking people out. That's a little something to talk about. James Shields and David Price. That's another great starting 2 right there. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out here. Well, guys, that was my first MLB Weekly analysis. So if you could tell me whether or not you liked it and whether or not the information was useful to me. Also, like and subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter. That will be on screen in the description. So I'd like to say see you guys later.